was just making sure it was actually on. I've been having a little bit of trouble with my setup. Just thought I'd leave this on so you can see my mask of the day. I just went for a very short walk, probably only like about 15 minutes with my daughter, just to get out of the house a little bit. And it always feels really good to get a mask off. I'm not going to worry about too much about washing my hands because I can go and do that later. I'm only touching myself at the moment. That came out well, didn't it? You know what I mean. Here's something fun that happens when you wear a mask and you get a drippy nose when it's cold outside and you can't be constantly mask on and off to wipe at your nose. It just all runs down your face. Loads of fun. But it's not snot, it's just a drippy nose. I was going to say, I think it's day 19 or 20. It might be day 20 because I didn't do a video yesterday because I did so much nothing yesterday. Like, I don't even know what I did that was nothing, but it was so very much nothing. Today, I cross-stitched a lot and I have almost finished my current cross-stitch, which I'm really, really excited about. No more masks. That's what I did. I posted the last of my masks. I just sent some to my dad and I can't really say my stepmum because she's the same age as me, to my dad and his wife. And one to my sister because she said she liked them. And that's it. That's the last of the face masks. I think I've just got to do elastic and shit in mine and my daughter's. There's a couple more masks there that I want to do for us, and that's it. And then I got into cross-stitching. I cross-stitch every day. I like doing lots of creative arty-farty type stuff, which I think has been really, really, really good for me with ISO because I've just got shit tons to do. I don't get bored, but I think I'm also lucky because I don't work. I am on a disability pension, so over the years I've had to make sure that I can keep myself occupied in plenty of ways. So I have plenty of things to do. I've got plenty of hobbies, plenty of interests, but I think it's really difficult for people who normally work, particularly people who are working full time and then they've lost their jobs and they previously haven't had time for hobbies, and so they don't know what they like doing. They don't know what they're good at. They don't know what might interest them. And quite a lot of hobbies, depending on what you do, can be quite expensive. And so if people have, number one, lost their job and, so reduced income, hopefully they're getting some sort of benefit from the government, but they would at very minimum be on a lot less money. I think my hair looks funny. They'd be on a lot less money, so then you've got startup costs when you start up a new hobby. My hobbies are all pretty cheap. Well, it wouldn't be cheap if I had to go out and buy everything straight up. But with cross stitching, because there's these little threads that I use. Where's one I haven't started? These only cost between $1.20 and $1.50 each. And I don't need to, even if I do a cross stitch, that's going to be my next project. And that's not even all of the threads, that's only some of the threads. If I had to go out and buy, 50, 60, 70 threads all in one hit, that's quite expensive. But as it is, and I won't show you because it's too heavy, I have got literally hundreds and hundreds of these in all different colours because I've been doing this for about 15 years. So all of these, that's what I already had in my stash, and I still need to go and buy some threads. I'm probably going to have to buy, 10, 15, 20 threads, but I don't need to buy them all at once because it's going to take me a while to stitch my next project. So it's a really good thing for me. Plus I buy fabric when it's on sale and I use my birthday voucher at Spotlight, and so, I buy it on eBay, or, I find cheap fabric in places to keep my habit, and so I have my stash there. But I I can think, just off the top of my head, I've got so many things to keep me occupied. I've just finished doing this, and actually not quite finished it yet, because on the chart, show what the chart looked like. This was the chart, and I stitched that because I just thought it was super cute, all the little different hairstyles, and I finished stitching it, and I thought, oh, I might make that like a COVID piece of art, make it a bit of multimedia, or mixed media, I think the fancy kids call it. And instead of it saying love your hair across the bottom, I'm going to make it love your mask. So I love this. I really, really love this. I got some offcuts from the masks I made, and I stitched it. Can you see? And I put little masks on all of them. I think it's adorable. So now I need to change that on the bottom. Instead of saying love your hair, I want it to say love your mask. So I've had to make a little chart with an M and an S and a K. An S and a K. I don't like making charts, but I did it. So that's what I'm going to be stitching when I finish this video. I'm going to watch Star Trek, and I'm going to restitch those words on the bottom. So, you know, that keeps me excited. I've got something to do. And then when I finish that, I haven't decided. I kitted up last night this chart, this one here. Can you see? Because I think she's adorable. So I'll either stitch that, I haven't decided yet, I'll either stitch that, or I've got a Gustav Klimt I've been stitching for quite a while for my daughter, because that's her favourite artist. It's the Mother and Child. And I'm about a third of the way through it. If you're familiar with the piece of art I'm talking about, you'll recognise what that is. Otherwise you would just be looking at it and going, what a fucking mess. But this one it's quite a difficult one to stitch. So to be honest, since all this COVID stuff has started, I've only been doing very short stints on that in between doing much easier pieces like what I've already shown you. Because I just don't have the concentration for it. I don't have the brain power for it at the moment, but you know, I'll get that done. And there's nothing wrong with stitching other little pieces in between. And if I get bored with all of that, I can knit, or I can, no, I was going to say I can crochet, but I won't, because I really need a lot of concentration for that as well, because I'm not good at it. But I've also been looking into getting a, what's it called? Scratch drawing or scratch painting. It's, you know, like it's like a black card, and it's got rainbow colours underneath it, and it's got a design printed on it, and you scratch over the design and it reveals the colours underneath. So I want to do some of those. Some mandalas, pretty patterns. And I'll be shit at it. I know 1,000,000% that I'll be shit at doing that, but it'll keep my mind occupied. It'll keep my hands occupied. It'll give me something to do. And I also want to do some diamond painting. It's where you just like, you've got a self-adhesive picture that's already printed, and you stick these little jewels on it. Absolutely mind-numbing stuff, but all of those things I can fill in. I can lose whole days doing all of that. It just gives me something to do. So I'm never going to run out of ideas to keep myself occupied. And I go for a walk most days, and I'm quite happy. I've got a couple of Facebook groups that I look after. So for those of you who do have hobbies and interests that you either already always do, even before all this COVID bullshit, or that you've taken up since all this has started and you've got all this time on your hands, put it down in the comments for other people to read, and they might get some ideas of things that they can do. Like that scratch painting that I was looking at, that would cost me maybe $20 or $30 to get like a pad of them and the little tools and stuff. That's not too prohibitive. The diamond kits, I mean, they can get really, really expensive, but I've seen them in junk shops for like $15, $20. So give people some ideas down in the comments of what you're doing or what you're thinking about doing. Help people out. Give them some ideas. And that's it for now. I'll make another video. Actually, I'll make one when I get this this mask cross stitch finished so you can see it.